What's going on, family? I'm Pastor Rob, and this is your CL Moment. What's your testimony? You know, a testimony means to be a witness or to affirm that one has seen or heard or experienced something. If you were to ask me that question a few years ago, I never really gave much witness to who or what had actually changed in my life. I might answer that question like this. I was a liar, I was a cheater, I was a cursor, a heavy drinker, I was a womanizer, a quitter, a disobedient son to my parents, and so many other things. Oh yeah, and I gave my life to Jesus. All those things are very much true as to who I was, and I'm sure you have some stories as well. But what Jesus has done in our lives is worth a lot more than just 2% of the conversation. But that was, for me, much of my Christian walk, and maybe you can admit to the same. I believe that the root of it is the fact that many people are asked about their testimony, and they habitually go to their worst moments in life. But there was a major shift within me when I realized that the beauty of a testimony isn't necessarily in the tests of life, but in the fact that I can be a witness to the one who is the giver of true life, Jesus Christ. It's all because of him anyway that I even have a testimony. My life is an affirmation to the fact that who I was is no longer who I am because of the blood of Jesus Christ. I'm sure you've heard that parable that we have labeled the prodigal son. If you haven't, I encourage you to read Luke 15. For me, connecting with that parable as the prodigal son was easier than connected as the redeemed heir. What do you mean, you might ask? Well, have you ever noticed that the father in that story never called the son a prodigal? Have you ever noticed that the father didn't sit on the porch and wait for his son to come explain himself or his decisions? Did you notice that the father never once asked, "Where have you been and what have you been doing?" But rather the father ran towards the son, embraced him, wrapped a fresh robe around him, placed a ring on his finger, and threw a welcome home party for him. Wow. Perhaps the reason that we as believers tend to call him the prodigal son is that we don't see ourselves as the Father sees us. But when we learn to see through Abba's lens, we realize that he doesn't call us prodigals, he calls us redeemed. When's the last time you told your story through the lens of the one redeemed by the relentless love of a father? It'd be less about years wasted and more about grace undeserved, mercy unending, and love unexplainable. Come on home, redeemed heir. Come on back to the reality that your story isn't worth reading without the Father who jumped off a porch and came running to you in relentless love. Take some time today to ponder that one question. What is your testimony? Mine is, I was once lost, now I'm found. I was once blind, but now I can see. I am saved by the blood of Jesus Christ. God bless you.